So, why do I have a tripod here? Well, because the tripod that I was using for the past 9 years is on life support right now, and I needed a replacement. However, today's video is not about a review of this tripod because I haven't used it. However, it's about the kind of equipment that I use and whatever I use for editing and shooting. So let's get into it. Okay, now we have changed the tripod and let's talk about the kind of equipment that I use. So as of right now, I don't do anything professionally. I just like to shoot wherever I go, whatever events I attend to, and do a little bit of freelance on the side. But this guide or whatever video I'm shooting right now, it may be of help to you because it might get you on that starting point as to what kind of equipment to choose for your editing or your videography purposes. And you can think about it in a beginner or like a mid-range kind of setup, which will get you started. So let's go. The first thing that is in my setup is the camera that I'm shooting on right now, which is the Fujifilm X-T200, and I'm using a Fuji XC15 to 45mm kit lens. And also I am using this Viltrox 56mm XF 1.4, and it's an amazing lens and I've used it for a lot of things. So it's a good budget lens which will get a lot of your ground covered. So yeah. Apart from that, I also use this Canon M200 as my secondary camera. However, it's not necessary for you to have a secondary camera. A lot of your work gets done on your primary camera itself, and if you need a secondary camera, phone cameras nowadays have advanced to such a degree that you don't need a camera at all. A lot of the times I use my phone to actually shoot a lot of things, but this was the camera that got me into videography. It got me started here and I'm very thankful for it. And it's a small camera, but it still shoots really good footage. Now, since we're talking about phone cameras getting better and better, I'm using this iPhone 13, which has a really good camera for just picking up your phone, starting the shoot, and then if you want, it's powerful enough to actually edit videos on itself. So that is something that I really like about the iPhone 13, but nowadays it does not matter whether you have an iPhone, whether you have a Samsung, whether you have a Pixel, because almost every kind of phone is powerful in itself, has a decent camera, has decent battery. So I am not the person to say, oh, you should get an iPhone, you should get a Samsung, you should get a Pixel in specific. All I'm saying is get the phone or get the camera which works for you. I also have this DJI wireless microphone that I'm using, and the receiver is on top of the X-T200. And yeah, that is my audio solution. Previously, I used to use JBL lavalier microphone and also the onboard microphones of this and that camera. So that is for my audio solution. I also use a PreSonus Studio 24C, which I use for all of my music content. So any of my guitars or bass or anything that I record it on that through to my laptop, which goes into the Studio One. Yeah, I think it's Studio One 4. So I do that. Now let's talk about my editing. I'm currently using an MSI Katana GF76, which has an i7-11800H processor, and it has an NVIDIA RTX 3050 Ti. And for my purposes, I actually changed out the 512 GB SSD into a 1 TB SSD. So that is something that I did myself. And all I have to say is that the 17-inch screen here with the 144 Hz display, it's amazing for editing and also for gaming. It's powerful enough for that. And yeah, that is the computer that I'm using. Further, I'm using a BenQ, I don't know how to exactly pronounce it, but I'm currently using a BenQ 24-inch 60 Hz display here for all of my monitor requirements to say. At the same time, I'm currently using my brother's HyperX Alloy Elite FPS mechanical keyboard, which has the silver keys in itself. And I'm currently using my mouse as a Logitech G403. So yeah, that is my setup for all of my editing and my work purposes. And finally, for my stabilization, I use a DJI Ronin SC. Now this is the gimbal that I use, which is a DJI Ronin SC, and it's a pretty old gimbal, but even right now it's something that I really love. It gives really good stabilization for maybe not for professional settings, but at least for vlogs, for content creation. It's a really nice gimbal, and I still love using it, and it's something that has made a lot of my shoots really easy. So I don't know if you can still find these, but if you can get a good deal on it, that's great. So yeah, that is all of the equipment that I use. And yeah, it was a fun video to shoot because I have nothing much to talk about. It's just about what I do. Now, if you like that video, please hit share, like this video, and also subscribe for more video content. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.